Okay, so first things first, you can see, anyway, this pin right here, it's hard to get a good shot. This pin right here got loose, like that, and this became crooked before I caught it. Now it's hard to see, but you can see where the paint got scratched after I jammed the pin back in. That's why I'm wondering if something's bent, because it shouldn't touch ever. And if you look closely, it's hard to get in there. The pin is basically rubbing. Second concern, again, I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can make the, well, anyway, this gap, I don't remember it being so wide. Alright, hold on. Alright, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. It's very hard to turn. That click was the this thing falling into place. The boot's off because it's been broke for a long time. I need to replace it. I should have replaced the boot when I replaced the drive gear that I got from you guys. I just kind of forgot about it. Anyway, it's very hard to turn. Let me see if I can start it for you. Alright. I don't know how good you can see. So the gap between the pin widens a little bit, it seems like. Again, I could be wrong on this. It's very hard to turn. Most likely it's not going to run. If it does, it won't be very long. I don't think it'll blow the circuit. So I don't know what that noise is, because I've disconnected the belt and the motor's quiet. It's never done that before. Not until yesterday. Let's try to do it again. Alright, so I've taken all the tools off. So you can't say that's what's causing the vibration. It's definitely coming through the machine. You can feel it. And you can see how slow it's moving. It's barely moving, but it's moving. And again, it's very hard to turn with one hand. So I don't know if the spindle through here is bent, or if when this thing got out of whack, it bent the cam piece inside, or I don't know what else it could be. I mean, this stuff just travels straight up and down. Like I said, this gap in here doesn't look right to me. I don't remember it being that wide. And it stopped. Yeah, I just the TDP 1.5. It's an older model. I don't know if it's fixable now. Like I said, as of yesterday, it started making that noise and moving real slow. Now it doesn't want to move at all. It moves this way manually. Another thing to note, I found a bad wire, this blue one. That's why this box is loose. I need to do something with it. But it's not touching anything or grounding out. It's not touching. It's not grounding out. This one right here. You see it's got a little pinch here. It's hard to see, sorry. And it's got a little pinch right over here and right here. This thing here has been falling off. When it shipped to me, it was damaged. But it's always worked. These things are heavy as hell. So when it was shipped to me, this case was busted. But like I said, it's spinning fine by hand, but it's a little tough to do. And then when you turn it on, either it works and makes a horrible vibration sound, or it don't work at all. In this case, it's not working now. It was working earlier in the video. Again, that's why I suspect something's bent, because I'm not sure if that thing's straight, this drive gear, and that's what's causing all the noise. This is a mystery to me. Anyway, I'm not really sure what else to show you. Maybe your engineer can request something. Maybe I need to take it apart, which I don't know how, but I'll figure it out, because obviously I've changed that drive gear. If there's something else that you can think of and want to see, I'll try to shoot it. it doesn't sound too good. Like I said, I'm wondering if this gear here is sitting straight now. If when this pen got cockeyed and came out, if it bent something, or if it's down in here, I just don't know. I mean, there's not much to these things, so maybe you guys have experienced this before. Sometimes we can make the vibration sound by hand as well. You see it? It's also quite a bit of play in this whole system. I know this isn't tightened down, I understand that, but there's a lot of, and the screw is out temporarily, but there's a lot of play in this thing too. It's very hard to turn. I cannot pinpoint where that vibration sound is coming from. I can only assume it's the drive gear. And again, it was on just fine because I've pressed tab since I've replaced it. And sometimes it seems to fall into place and it'll run just fine just for like 20 seconds. But I can't get it to that spot. Seems to turn better with the unlocking tool. Just looking for anything that might be obvious. There's some black powder residue there. Might be the gear wearing. I don't see any left to right play. Which is why I think maybe the spindle's bent, or maybe this thing, the cam and the cam holder are maybe damaged. I don't know. The engineer may say take it all apart and look at the parts. I don't know. Oh, there you went. Dropped you. Let's inspect something else. Is it possible for this base to move? I'm assuming not. These bolts down here are tight, but there is a little bit of scarring on the punch. It's not smooth like the other one right now. So is it possible that this has moved and it's causing binding? But it looked like there's no adjustment on it. No left or right. So I'm assuming that's not a problem. So you saw just for a second there, it started quickly and quietly, but just for a second. And then it started groaning again. There's play right there, up and down. I don't know if that's normal. Here it's extremely tight. Like, I can't get it to move with my hand. But I can with this. Again, just for a second there, it sounded normal. Anyway, this video is long enough. I don't really know what else to show or what angles you want, what you want to see differently. Eventually it'll pop the breaker. Another thing I've noticed since the day I got the machine, the motor's always sat a little off kilter, so the belt's never been perfectly straight. It's hard to see in video, but the motor's never. See the gap here versus the gap here. The motor is also very hot, obviously, because it's trying to turn this stupid machine. It's not turning easily. Like I said, I don't see an adjustment on the bolts, so that'll hold this plate on the space where the die sits. Yeah. Anyway, what do you guys think?